Hello, comic book fans. I am here to go over the answers to the questions we had on our article, Stan Lee, creator of a galaxy of Marvel superheroes, dies at 95. Okay, so for question 1, we needed to first read the information in this text box. Writing in Origins of Marvel Comics, Lee described the quartet this way. The characters would be the kind of characters I could personally relate to. They'd be flesh and blood. They'd have their faults and foibles. They'd be fallible and feisty. And most of all, inside their colorful costumed booties, they'd still have feet of clay. So based on that information, question number 1. Select the paragraph from the introduction, paragraphs 1 through 5, that best explains why Lee's comics appealed to readers of all ages. Okay? So, our first choice, legendary comic book creator Stan Lee died Monday. He was 95 years old. Lee helped revolutionize the comic book. He also helped Hollywood make billions of dollars by introducing human frailties in superheroes such as Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and the Incredible Hulk. Okay, in this selection, it does not talk about it appealing to readers of all ages. B. As the top writer at Marvel Comics and later as its publisher, Lee was widely considered the architect of the contemporary comic book. Choice C. He revived the industry in the 1960s by offering the costumes and actions craved by younger readers. However, he also insisted on including sophisticated plots, college-level dialogue, science fiction, and even philosophy. This is looking like a good choice because it is talking about appealing to younger readers, but it is also talking about how he appealed to older readers by including sophisticated plots, college-level dialogue, science fiction, and even philosophy. So I'm thinking this is a good choice, but I'm going to continue reading. Millions responded to the unlikely mix of realistic fantasy, and many of his characters, including Spider-Man, the Hulk, and X-Men, went on to become stars of blockbuster films. Recent projects he helped make possible include the films Black Panther and Doctor Strange. It also includes TV shows such as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, this is going to be my answer choice because it talked about the appeal to readers of all ages. Okay. For question 2, I first need to read the information in this text box. Number 1, Spider-Man was convinced to do superhero work by his alter ego Peter Parker, who had to deal with things like crushes and dandruff. 2, the inner turmoil of Spider-Man represented 1960s America, for example. 3, the Black Panther and the Savage She-Hulk mirrored the travails of minorities and women. 4, his early work largely reflected popular movies, westerns, crime dramas, romance, and whatever was the rage at the time. So we're going to use this information for question 2. Question 2. Read the list of sentences from the article in the box above. Which 2 sentences, taken together, provide the best evidence to support the idea that Lee's comics touched upon serious and important issues? Serious and important issues facing society. Okay? So let's look at the choices again. Okay, and my answer is going to be C, because number 2 says the inner turmoil of Spider-Man represented 1960s America, for example. And number 3, the Black Panther and the Savage She-Hulk mirrored the travails of minorities and women. Okay, so both of those focus on important and serious issues in society. Question number 3. Why were Stan Lee's superheroes so easy to relate to? Okay, and that kind of goes along with our, just let me get signed back in. Sorry about this. Okay. That goes along with the information that we read up here, okay? That he could personally relate to them. Why was he able to personally relate to them? Okay, and it's because they were imperfect characters who made mistakes and faced challenges. Okay, we could all relate to Spider-Man when he had his crush on Mary Jane, or his awkwardness in social situations, his insecurities. So we would be able to have characters that were imperfect and we could relate to them. Okay. Question 4. According to the article, why did Stan Lee want to quit the comic book industry? Use the subheadings to help you. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. I've actually highlighted the information where I found my answer. Okay, it says, in the 1950s, the government was worried about the impact of comics on children. They did not want comics to show violence. They didn't want them to encourage children to disobey authority. This limited the kinds of comics that could be created. Lee said he was also working for a publisher who considered comics as fair only for children. One day I said, "This is insane," Lee told The Guardian in 1979. "I'm not doing the same type of stories as everyone else. I wasn't taking pride in my work and I wanted to quit. But my wife said, 'Look, why don't you do the kind of comics you want for a change?'" Okay, so according to that quote, why did he want to quit the comic book industry? Okay, and the answer is A. He felt he was restricted by the government and his publisher to write comics that he didn't want to write. Okay, see, like choice B, he felt pressure from his wife to leave the company he was working for and start writing his own comics. She did not want him to leave the company. She was just encouraging him to not quit and instead write the types of books he wanted to write. Okay, so those are our answers to our questions on our article. So I hope you are enjoying this interesting read on Stan Lee.